Hey Cancer, this is your November reading for your Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus. We will do love today, but if something else comes out, let's go for it. Please hit the like button if this resonates for you at any point, and if it doesn't, let it go. There's plenty of other readers on YouTube that I'm sure have your message this week. And subscribe if you enjoy the reading. Okay, wow, Cancer, first card out the rank, we have the World. You are moving into a new cycle of life. This is, you're leaving behind an era is what I'm hearing. And that could be, as we move into this next decade of 2020, you're leaving that whole era behind. You're grateful for it, you learned from it, but it's done now. It's done. Okay. Crossing that, we have the Strength. You are coming into your own. You have tamed the beasts inside of you in all aspects, at work, with your relationships, with your friendships, family. You've found what works for you and you won't accept any less, is what I'm hearing. Okay. In the past, we have Judgment. You had to make tough decisions to get here. It wasn't easy. You've traveled a road that has kept you sort of feeling like you're being stepped on by people around you. You weren't, you were accepting less than you should have, and you had to make tough decisions to move out of that. It's also the number 20 card, which is telling me 2020 is going to be your year. During this time, you may have found yourself secluding. You may have found yourself retreating back and sort of, well, if nobody knows how to treat me right, I'm just not going to talk to anybody. I'm not taking that risk anymore. I don't think your heart could take it. This week I'm getting the real sense of it's such a change for you to sort of be in this power that this week I feel like you're going to really need to step into it, because the people around you, you're going to feel like everyone's gone nuts. People are going to be coming at you with energy that you're not used to. They're going to be acting really out of character. So this is the week, or you may have just been through it, or it's coming, that you really need to hold on to this strength here and stand your ground, because all the work you've been through, you're about to be tested. Can you really hold your own? Can you really set these boundaries the way that you thought you could? The Hanging Man, or will you freeze? Fight or flight is basically what Spirit's saying, and this week is your test to see what happens with that. Be careful of sneaky people this week, Cancer. I'm hearing people, if they can't get at you through brute force, they're going to try and sneak around the situation. So this could be work as well. So be careful that if you're dealing with people at work that usually that you know don't have your back, be careful of their intentions this week. You're going to be able to do that. You're going to be able to hold them at bay. It's going to be trying. I feel like this week's going to be exhausting for you. I can hear you saying, has everyone lost their damn mind? I feel like you're even going to feel it out on the roads, in traffic, in supermarkets when you go in there. Everyone, it's going to be like you've emerged into some apocalypse and you're not really sure what's going on, but you seem to be the only one aware of it. The Seven of Pentacles has come up. That's telling me that you have done the work. Trust that you can get through this situation, and trust that when you get out of this week, that it's smooth sailing from there. King of Swords, cut shit out. If people are coming at you the wrong way, just shut them down instantly. Don't give them the attention that they're looking for. Don't fight it out with them. Just cut them off. The Sun. That's everything illuminating. So what you're seeing is actually what's been going on the whole time. It's nobody's really changing. You're just becoming so aware of what you deserve that you're not putting up with that energy anymore, and it's becoming really obvious to you. They're going to clarify this Judgment. Okay. So with this Judgment has come up the Temperance, so you may be dealing with a Sagittarius, or the Knight, and with the Knight of Cups, so maybe a water sign like yourself. There has been relationships in the past, this is for some of you, that have sort of tested your resolve. There have been lessons that have helped you learn who you are and what you want, and you're waiting for the right person to turn up with the right energy. There may be someone from your past popping back up who have made changes. Spirit's saying make sure you use this new, it's almost like you've been given new glasses to see the world. So Spirit's saying put those on before you accept any apologies or anything like that from this person. Ace of Pentacles, that's this new offer. It could be an earth sign, but they're coming in and they're going to want to shake up your world. It feels like everyone's coming in to shake up your world at the moment, Cancer, and you feel like you've been settled. You got into a nice little comfort zone with all these boundaries you created. People sort of knew how to come at you, but now now someone's turning up and it's shaking everything apart. This is your King of Cups. Make them wait a little bit and make them earn it, is what I'm hearing. Do not allow them to, even if you've been waiting on this person, even if this person was your be all and end all, in the mature man, this could be who they've turned into now. Don't just give them a free pass, is what I'm hearing. This person may live or have moved further away, and that could have been what caused the breakup, was the distance, but Spirit's saying test their resolve, and not test in a maniacal way, but test their intentions. Make sure they're not just coming in opportunistic because something's ended in their world, because you've done all this work for yourself, Cancer. You don't want to allow someone to come in and shake it up if they don't have the right intentions. Okay, at the bottom of the deck we have Poverty. So make sure their cup's filled before they come in, and they're not coming in for you to stroke their ego. In the past, you were such a great partner that you helped them achieve everything they wanted to achieve, where you sort of got left in the, especially work-wise. I feel like you were always their cheerleader for their career, where you were not getting that back in return. Make sure they've made those changes, or they're willing to make those changes before they come jumping back into your world with grand gestures or even an apology. Okay, 5 of Swords. You have been fighting the urge to contact this person for a while. They've been coming up for you recently, a lot more than usual. You may have been seeing things out and about that remind you of them. The reason their energy is coming up is because they've been thinking of you. This is not something that they've just woken up yesterday and thought, I'm going to contact Cancer. They have been toying with this idea for at least a couple of weeks now. They're not really sure what to do about it. And I think they were sort of hoping that send out the beacon and that you'd be contacting them. You're not doing it this time, Cancer, is what I'm hearing. If they want to, bottom of the deck, King of Pentacles. If they want to be your King of Pentacles, they need to prove that by showing themselves to you. 6 of Cups. They're nostalgic. They are very nostalgic. They miss the way that you made them feel. They took it for granted originally, and that's why they are popping back. That's why you're coming back to their memories. They really took for granted everything you did for them. They couldn't see it at the time. They were so self-absorbed, is what I was hearing. So they may have been very career focused or just focused on themselves. But they are looking back on this, and it's not with rose-colored glasses. They don't have to use rose-colored glasses because you were doing the right thing by them. They're looking back on this realistically, and they're taking that self-absorbed veil off. You may have walked away from them. You may have just cut them out. You got to the point where you just couldn't take it anymore. And you were quite, not cold, but you made a logical decision because it was affecting you and you weren't going to be pulled down by this person anymore. This Page of Swords has come up. They may have come at you like well, I was going to break up with you anyway, or this wasn't working for me anyway. Their ego was absolutely massive during this situation, and probably during the time you were with them. But you could see past that, and you saw a different side of them when you were together. Okay. The Nine of Pentacles has come up. So this week, you're actually not interested in love. You're realizing just how great your life is, not having anyone in it. You're done with secrecy. That's another thing, is you're done with secrecy. You're done with someone who you can't really read, or someone who won't allow you to read. It's almost like they're constantly playing games to be one step ahead, so they're not being found out for who they really are, which probably isn't that bad of a person anyway, but they're just, it's almost like they get off on that game. And that was a big learning curve for you, and part of why you created these boundaries in the first place, because you were just done. The Knight of Swords. This is definitely a message. This person is popping up this week for you. I feel it's the first week of November, but I feel weekend energy, so it might be a Friday night, and they're going to come in very stoic and unemotional, and you're going to want to shut them down straight away. Because like I said, until they come correct, you're just not interested. Emperor energy also can be, like it's also a father energy, so they might be a parent. And that could have hurt you as well. And in this relationship meant you also lost not just a partner, but you lost children as well with their children, because you grew attached. With mending. Or you could have, children could have been, it could have been something that you considered with this person when you hadn't considered it with anyone else. Okay, for mending, for the next card we have mending. You're going to feel rather frustrated because you feel like you sort of got to a place where you're getting over this situation. You're in kicking ass and taking names energy. You're going to almost feel like everything they're saying is just them spinning another web, them creating another situation. Chop wood, you're going to make them work. Because at the end of the day, if this is someone you want long term, it won't kill them to work a little harder and try a little longer to get your attention. If they can't hold your attention for, more than a week or two without you, jumping in and nurturing them and feeding their ego, then they weren't your person in the first place. That's where you're at. Regeneration. They do have the opportunity with you. I'm feeling 10 completion. It's the end of that past phase and the start of a new one. They do have that opportunity with you, but they've got to do it right. If they're coming at you with that old energy of like not even being able to hear what you're saying, or they're so self-absorbed, they're not really interested in your stories, or they're waiting for you to finish talking so they can then start speaking, they're not even listening to you. You're not doing that anymore. You are a new person. Now, serendipity speaks to what they've been going through. They have been seeing signs everywhere that has kept you on their mind, is what I'm hearing. So they'll be out at a local coffee shop and a song will come on and it'll remind them of you. Now, I feel like music was also a big part of your relationship, so that might be popping up for them as well, songs. They may have come across an old playlist that the two of you had together. They are very nostalgic. That's definitely what I'm getting. So the Kiss card has come up. Kiss and make up with your partner. We all make mistakes, accept each other's faults, as this is the way of love. And it's right. This card is not lying. We have to accept people for who they are, but we also have to expect that they treat us the way that we expect to be treated, or at least reciprocate the love that we're giving them. Spirit's also telling me to... if this does start to take off the ground, to have a conversation about love languages. So I feel like this person for a while may have used a different love language to you, so it may have been a little confusing when they were showing love and when you were showing love. So I think while they may have misbehaved, misbehaved. I feel like they felt almost righteous in that decision because they felt like they weren't getting what they wanted from you, or what they needed, sorry, wrong word. I think you need to explain to them that your love language works a little different than theirs, and point out all the places that they were completely and utterly wrong, that you were showing them love and care. Like I see you dropping off lunch to their work, or, you know, checking in. There was a real nurturing nature to your caring, but they just weren't picking up on it. Which will, in turn, bring healing to the connection that you both shared, because they're going to see you in a whole different light. I don't think they understood your love language, and in turn you didn't understand their love language. Okay. We also have the Seven of Cups. So there is quite a bit of water and air energy here. So you may be dealing with Libra, Gemini, what's the other one? Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. Wow, major brain blank. Or another water energy, like a water sign like yourself. I feel like in the past, this person has had a lot of options, which may have been why they didn't take this as seriously as they should. They might have been in that not ready to settle down type energy. And the difference now is you've got these options. Because you've sort of not stepped into anything, so you've had a few people just floating around. And there'll be more coming in, is what I'm hearing. You're going to have people just popping up left, right, and center at the moment. You're kind of not interested in any of them, but you are going to give the opportunity for them to present themselves and present their case, and you'll make the decision from there. But I think deep down your heart still lies with this person before. I'm also seeing new opportunities for work, which could be coming back to this, where were we, Seven of Swords, when it comes to work situations. So if you're signing any contracts or taking on a new position this week, make sure you're reading the fine print. Ask about allowances, you know, meal breaks, stuff like that. They're saying get into the nitty gritties, because there will be things that you're not 100% happy with once the deal has been made, or once you've accepted the job, and then it will be almost too late to come back from it. So if you are interviewing for new jobs this week, ask things like, how long is my break? What days do I get off? Am I able to turn down this up? Like, Spirit's saying really negotiate for yourself, because you're worth it and they need you. So don't be fearful to set realistic demands, is what they're saying. This company, that was the Seven of Pentacles, this company they're well aware of your skills. They may not let onto it, because they don't want you to come out and make demands, but they're well aware of your skills. Even if they have never seen you, once you sat down for that interview, they were well aware that you were the person that they need for their company. Set these demands. If you study on a Friday, tell them you study on a Friday. If you need to pick your kids up from school at 3 o'clock, ask these things. That this is the opportunity for you now to get into a job that meets your needs, and you're not too put out. Like, there's an even keel, a balance. And the same thing goes for every area of your life. That's what Spirit's asking you right now, is to really set down ground rules for what you will and won't put up with, because I feel like for a long time you've spent meeting other people's needs and having to work around it, so never really satisfying your needs in life. So you're always behind, you were frazzled, you couldn't really do the things you wanted, even with hobbies or studying. Everything got put on the back burner for other people. This week, you're going to be tested to see if you're the person you put first, Cancer. So I will see you next week, but good luck with this. You're going to do great.